So while I don't go into much detail about it, I just will kind of show you the approach. These are the three different scenarios, cash flows in each year, and then you discount these back. If you remember finance, there's discount formulas, and that gives you a present value, and you add up those present values so that you get the present value of the company. And if you remember in finance, the number that affects things the most is this discount rate called R. If you remember from finance, the discount rate is supposed to mirror or reflect the risk that is associated with the investment. Startups are very risky, and so that means that R, the discount rate, should be quite high. So there's very complicated ways of calculating R that we won't go into in detail, but these slides kind of show that. But basically, you would assume that you have a high discount rate, much higher than you would for the stock market, because it's a riskier investment. So the last thing that I wanted to say about the finances and the valuation is that you are coming up with a valuation of a firm and the other calculations that you're doing to explain your sales and profits and so forth in the future. And you have to balance credibility and attractiveness. So you can't, if you write a business plan and the numbers are not attractive, there's no way that you could get investment from anyone. So you don't, the point is not to be pessimistic about the business. However, they need to be credible. So one rule of thumb that I mentioned to students is that they should be able to say these numbers with a straight face, so that you've done enough homework and you've done enough work on the financials with the details that you actually believe that this could be possible. The other note that I wanted to mention, and this was reiterated by a recent speaker, Mahesh Odrani, and how he said that you need to save your money. And this is very important because you need to have money to start a business. Not just to operate the business, but also you need to have assets and money in order to get loans. So that's a concluding note that I wanted to mention about finances. So your personal finances do affect your ability to raise money as well as be successful in not running out of money in the business. Okay, so the key takeaway here is that numbers need to be credible. There's three different ways of valuing a business. I've shown you the assets approach, which is kind of the floor, the market approach, which is valuing things according to what people typically pay for that type of business, and then the earnings approach, which is more like your finance discounting cash flows type of valuation. Thanks.